Whew. We made it. We made it. And it looks like we got some early birds. But welcome, everyone. I still can't see myself, so I don't even know. But I do see Vicente, our amazing moderator, Vicente. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Oh, I just got the notification over here. Great. So notification should be going out. Excellent. Hopefully my microphone is sounding good. I did do a mic check earlier today, but welcome. All right. Let me see. Perfect. So I think we have everything. I have over there the dashboard. We got Eric Alarcon already in here with the yo. One of the twins. That is the evil twin. So y'all be careful with him. All right. So anyway, hope everyone has been having a tremendous start to December. Ladies and gentlemen, we're more than one full week into December already, which means that the end of the year is upon us. Now, for those that are in the world of investing, what we have to look forward to very soon is called the Santa Rally. So this is when, historically and on average, the stock market tends to rise in these final days of the year. Again, hence the name Santa Rally. There is a ton of cryptocurrencies as well that you may have been seeing are completely running up. Bitcoin right now hovering around the 100K mark. Ethereum, I think the other day, scraped almost 4K. If not, I think it already surpassed it. There's also Litecoin that a lot of people, I think, are sleeping on. You have to do your due diligence, of course. I'm not out there advocating for financial advice, especially not on something as volatile as cryptocurrency, but I do tend to think that Litecoin is overlooked. Maybe Vicente can chime in a little bit since he knows more about cryptocurrencies, but what I do know is Litecoin at its highest was almost 300 a coin, and right now it's at 131. People are speculating that this next crypto run is going to obliterate all-time highs on just about every level. So Bitcoin, of course, just recently hit 100K, which is all-time highs. Ethereum, I think, here, let me check Ethereum's chart. The thing with Ethereum that I've always heard is that gas fees are absolutely absurd. Yeah, it's at 3,900 and it scraped 4,000 the other day. Now, it's not at all-time highs. Ethereum all-time highs would be 4,600. But it's almost there. So I think that's going to hit all-time highs, especially, oh my God, Tesla is one of those stocks right now that is just flying high. It makes me want to open a long call on Tesla tomorrow at market open, and then just see what it does by the end of the week, because it looks like Tesla is primed to also test and reach all-time highs. So let's actually, for those, I know Vicente, of course, is out there. He's an avid investor just like me. So Tesla highs November 5th, 2021, which goes to show, damn, 3 years ago, Tesla reached an all-time high of $407. As of right now, before market, so of course this is just the overnight 24-hour market right now, Tesla's hovering around $396. So you best believe Tesla's going to want to test those all-time highs, and anyone who's in technical analysis or who has been investing using charts for a while, you know that normally, especially with very volatile stocks like Tesla, once it crashes and breaks that all-time high, the sky's the limit and there's euphoria that starts to kick in, especially considering, think about it. So the reality here in the United States is that Donald Trump and Elon Musk, I say that together because it's crazy to see that in our modern society, Elon Musk bought his way into the presidency. Now he has government influence for him and all of his companies, not just Tesla. So again, not investment advice, but I think I'm going to do something, some speculation tomorrow morning. I might buy a call. In case I'm wrong, I think I'm going to date it like for February. Let me look at the options chain. I might do a quick little, no. Let me do January 24th. I'm willing to spend like this one. This one looks beautiful. A $500 call on Tesla would be nice. Deltas are so-and-so. Maybe if I bring it to January. Anyway, I'm going to figure this out later. Let me go ahead and get caught up here with the live chat. I do see that we have 18 concurrent viewers. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I do see Eric Alarcon. I see Vicente Ramos saying, sup, Eric, just waiting for the Juan and Only. Sorry, I was late, as I am to most things. I don't know why. It is how God made me, okay? So, sorry if I'm like a couple minutes late. It's not the end of the world. But Eric says, what's up, Vicente? Nothing much, just here. Eric, we see you. Aaron Wolfert, I made it. And also Kayla B saying hi. Vicente Ramos, we are not financial advice, guys. This is just for educational purposes. Do your due diligence. Yes, thank you for Vicente for also doubling down on the doing your own due diligence, because you got to. Vicente says, yup, Ethereum gas fees are really high and just as slow to transfer and verify as BTC. So actually, me and Vicente met up earlier, which was really cool, and we were able to discuss just a little bit about investing, and what I'm primarily in right now is Facebook. But my investment strategy as of right now has flipped a little bit. I used to actually even take math courses for options contracts. I remember this one class, it was like math 4950 or something like that. It was called the Mathematics of Options Pricing. And so that was a very, very useful class that I remember was one of my favorites, because me and that teacher were tight. I remember, check this out. At the beginning of that semester, our professor, this was going to be like 30% of our grade. So like this was a very hard class, but anyone who's been to college knows that like if you have a really hard class, but you have this project that's 30% of your overall grade, you better get a freaking A on that project, because it comprises so much of your overall grade. So anyway, the project was with paper money, aka not real money. The goal was that you start with $10,000. This is the premise of the actual project, $10,000, and you are supposed to, throughout the semester, via any kind of commodity or any kind of monetary vehicle, to make money over the course of the semester. So very easy, right? He left it open. So he said we could buy bonds, we could buy treasury bonds, we could invest in the stock market, we can do options contracts, but of course try not to lose, because the whole point is to make money. You could just put it in a savings account and just, accrue interest. And he gave an incentive for the top 3 people that made money. He was going to like give you, like, if you were the first, he would give you a +3 to your overall grade. So like that's big, right? Second place would get like 1 point to your overall grade. And then I think his incentive for third place is you get half a point towards your overall grade. Anyway, me over here took it extremely. I was like, yes, challenge accepted, except I did it with real money. So instead of it being like just paper money, I actually took it upon myself to be like, no, let's do this. Like, we're going to actually invest $10K and see what happens. I ended up that semester, and mind you, a semester at UGA is like 4 months. I turned like $10K into like $13.6K. So if you think about it, that's like, that's pretty good. I mean, to start with $10K, that's the equivalent of having $100 and winning 36 on your 100, meaning you get your 100 back and then you have $36. So I'm telling you, the opportunities are out there. You just have to really open your eyes, also know how to like analyze financial companies, read a balance sheet, understand profit and loss, like stuff like that. So especially with politics and everything and taxes, this is why when Trump was elected as president, all of these stocks started to fly up, mainly due to the corporate taxes that his presidency is known for. So it's a theory in economics called trickle-down economics, which whether you're on this side or the other, whether you believe it's right or wrong, the premise is that if you give big tax breaks to these big companies, then these big companies will have extra money, allegedly, to pay their employees bigger salaries, to make riskier investments in terms of, I don't know, studies, or like just being able to take a risk in their business, maybe try something new, whatever that case may be. And the whole premise is that by those tax breaks, that goes to dividends, to shareholders, it goes to employees, it goes to CEOs. But what ends up happening is that these CEOs end up giving themselves millions upon millions of dollars in compensation packages that none of that trickles down. It stays right at the top. So like, anyway, that's kind of just the premise of trickle down economics and what it's supposed to do. So anyway, my whole point with this saying, Tesla, this is why I think that Tesla is just primed to explode. Not only that, but I do think here within this presidency, I think we will more than likely see all the Mag 7 perform stock splits once again. And this is why I think that, right? So, stock splits have been pretty popular pretty lately. For those that don't know, a stock split does not do anything to the value of your investment. It just slices it up into more pieces, but it's the same. For example, if you have $1,000 invested into said company stock, let's just say stock A, and stock A, each share is $100, and that means that you have 10 shares, right? Pretty simple math. 10 times 10 is 100, right? So you have 100. So wait, hold on. So you have 1,000, sorry. So I'm even confusing myself up here. But you have $1,000 invested and each share is 100. So you have to divide that by 10 and then that would be your answer, right? 10 shares at $100. What a stock split does is, like, let's say they do a 2-for-1 stock split, which are very popular. Sometimes you'll have a 3-for-1. Other times you'll have a 5-for-1, 10-for-1. It all depends on the board of directors and what they decide. But in this case, your 10 shares, right? Remember, you have 10 shares and each share is $100. You would basically get double the amount of shares that you now have. So instead of having 10, you now have 20. But because you multiply the shares by a factor of 2, you must also divide the stock price by the same factor. In this case, it'd be 2. So what ends up happening is that now each share is $50 instead of 100, because you take 100 and then slice it in 2, your 2-for-1 stock split. Now each share is valued at $50. Now let's do the math again. Now you have 20 shares, but now those 20 shares are worth $50. It's still the same $1,000, but what that does psychologically is it lowers the entry point for regular consumers, as we're dubbed, to get into the frenzy, right? So this makes it more accessible for people, because a lot of people, $100 on one share of a stock company, that might be a ton of money for some families. You know what I mean? To think like $100 goes to just one share of a company, that might be a lot. Some people might like to diversify, and maybe that's just too much to put in one company just to have one share. But in this example, if they did that 2-for-1, then those $50 now seems more attractive, because now you can only spend $50 and you get one share here, but you have another $50 to spend elsewhere. So it's all about psychology. Now here, let me go ahead and catch up here on the chat real quick. Miss History Buff says, hi, Juan. Hello, Miss History Buff. I know that you are an avid investor, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you got into NVIDIA very early, which congratulations. But so that's what I'm talking about. I think the Mag 7 within this new presidency, by the end of it, I think they're all going to do a stock split. Netflix is already at $950 a share. That one is prime for a stock split. Tesla's approaching $400 a share again, right? So Tesla has had, in recent memory, they've had 2 separate stock splits within like the last 5 years. What would be another one? Meta is one that I am invested in. That one just broke $600 a share not too long ago. Apple's at like $230, I think. Amazon broke $200 recently. Which one am I missing? Apple. Microsoft is at like $430. So anyway, all of these companies I think are going to perform stock splits soon, because the bull rally of the century is upon us. Be ready, ladies and gentlemen. Where was I? Miss History Buff, Hi Vicente, and then Miss History Buff says, will tariffs affect our tech prices? Probably. Yes, probably. And I don't know if, sometimes people stress me out. You have tariffs, and tariffs are not good because corporations are greedy. Corporations don't want to swallow the pill out of the goodness of their heart. They are going to pass that cost on to the consumer. And anything a country imports that has a tariff, it is paid at the port of entry. And then what happens is that essentially is an added cost to these companies. And what do these companies do? They pass along the cost to us. Actually, I just read recently that Chipotle, once again, raised their prices. So there's a conflicting kind of, I guess, battle going on right now, that this invisible battle that people aren't necessarily seeing. And that is that inflation has been brought down to 2%. That largely has to do with the Federal Reserve and very rarely has to do with the political party in power. So I'm not going to praise Joe Biden for doing this, and I'm not going to bash on Trump either, because this is just something that with time corrects itself due to math and just understanding how the economy works. But tariffs are going to be hurtful, especially for tech. And this is what I'm concerned about, right? Because these tech products are already getting really pricey. And I've seen it, man. Like Samsung, right? Their flagship phone, the Samsung S24 Ultra, they increased the price to $1,300. I want to say it was the S23 or the S22 Ultra. That's the one that was the same price point as the iPhone Pro Max series at $1,200, starting at $1,200, and they increased the price to $1,300. Then Samsung increased the price of the new Flip 6 from $1,000 to $1,100 and $1,800 to $1,900 respectively for the Flip and Fold 6. That's already another expense, right? And then have you noticed, like, okay, I think everyone knows that if you get your screen protectors and cases right there at the store, then yes, like it's a lot more expensive. And this is actually where companies like AT&T make a significant portion of their profit margins is on those damn cases and screen protectors. Like, did you know? This is interesting. This is an interesting fact. A realistic number for what these companies like Walmart, Target, AT&T, GameStop, it seems like all these spots now offer screen protectors. They cost the company probably $1 to manufacture, package, ship, and have ready for sale at the retail store. And they sell them for $40, $45, $50. I mean, Zag, so we sell Zag screen protectors at our store, and I don't know. I mean, Zag puts their price. You know what I mean? Like, we sell it for them. I'm sure on the back end, AT&T and Zag have an internal kind of maybe commission structure for, I don't know. Who knows, right? But, dude, some of these screen protectors are getting absurdly pricey. I'm talking $57 for a screen protector. $57. What? Then there's also cases as well that are now approaching $80, $90, and this is all supposed to be normal. So my whole point with this, which, by the way, Miss History Buff, great question, it just led me on this rabbit hole, is these tariffs, I don't know yet, right? We have to wait for it to be seen. But in general, and if you study economies or, just study the economy of the United States in general, there have been plenty of tariff wars, and all it is pettiness. That's all it comes down to. It all comes down to politics and which side is more stubborn than the other. We shall see, but I anticipate price increases across the board for most technology. As much as we don't want to admit it, but that's probably what's going to happen. Eric with the year. Vicente, LO, nice catching that F word. Thank you. I know I caught it just in time. Aaron says, here's my opinion. BTC is a rich man meme at this point. Layman, grab the crumbs, but buying a coin at 100K is way out of the average investor. Stay looking at stocks, possibly catching an altcoin. Aaron, very, very nice input. And by the way, I do appreciate when you guys do just give us your opinion, man. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, this is a nice spot to be able to be, just looking at different sides, analyzing different perspectives. And really, that's what life is supposed to be about. You're supposed to embrace, different ideas, if you will, right? But anyway, I agree with you. I think at this point, okay, so Aaron, I'm sure you know, but for those that don't, Bitcoin can also be divided into what's called Satoshis, right? So Satoshis is just a way to think about it like dollars and cents. The Bitcoin would be the dollar, right? So like one Bitcoin is the equivalent of $1 in this analogy, and then cents would be the equivalent of Satoshis. So cents is just a way to break down a dollar into 100 smaller pieces, which, by the way, the purchasing power of the dollar has just eroded so much over time. Sometimes I forget, right, that this country is pretty new in comparison to others, man. Like, I want to say this nation is barely going to hit its 250th birthday pretty soon in the next year or two or whatever. But in that time, there was a time when your grandparents, when my grandparents, when our grandparents' parents worked, and a dime actually bought you a good bit of stuff. Like, it was like maybe 4 cents for a coffee, like 3 cents for a Coca-Cola, like 1 cent for parking. You know what I mean? Like, this was the time when the purchasing power, mind you, if you had $100 bill back then, bro, that was so much money back in the day. And now you look at $100, and realistically, for anyone that's an adult here and works and has to provide for themselves, as we all know, bro, $100, that's a joke, man. Give a family of, like, let's just say an average family of 4, 2 parents, 2 children. Give them $100 to go grocery shopping. That's a joke, bro. That's a joke. These cereal boxes, where was I? No. I was at the gas station. It was at Quick Trip. For you guys that are here in the southeast, you guys know Quick Trip. We love Quick Trip. I actually prefer Racetrack, but anyway, I was walking by, bro. I saw a big bag of chips, then like Fiesta size, talking about $7.50. What? When did stuff get like this, man? Like, I remember it wasn't too long ago. The big bag was like $3.50, $4. Now you're talking about $8. All right, my rant is over. It's just, what happened, man? When I was a teenager, there were $500 apartments. You know what I mean? Like, what happened to that? You had $20 fill up your gas tank and you're done with $20. What happened to that, man? Anyway, my iPad mini's battery died. Sad. Thankfully, I have, wouldn't you guess, my backup iPad. Actually, this is my go-to iPad. The backup would be the other mini. Which reminds me, this right here has been one of the best purchases I've ever made. I love the matte on this. Like, just the anti-glare on this tablet is amazing. I quite frankly, I love it. It feels kind of like paper, and then just kind of touching and navigating the display. I mean, let me just show you guys, for example. I know that I'm really behind on the live stream chat. I know, trust me, I'm going to get to it. But me and Vicente were hanging out earlier today, and for any Pokemon fans, yes, sir, today we got the Gigantamax Lapras. Don't come at me, bro. You don't want this smoke. Check it out. I did get the shiny, actually, but on my other work phone, which I have charging at work. But yeah, we got the Gigantamax Lapras. Tell me that does not go hard. So that's the Gigantamax. This is it in its just regular form. Lapras and OG. Don't mess with Lapras, bro. I'm telling you, water ice. You don't want the smoke. But anyway, yeah, we were down there. We needed like 30 people to complete this Gigantamax. But okay, I do have to catch up here with the chat because I'm out here just, all right. Supreme X is saying, what's up, Supreme X? Vicente, nice opinion, Aaron. I agree. At this point, Bitcoin is basically asset storage at this point. Yes, agreed. Vicente says, it will forever be one of the top crypto, I believe, because it was the one that started all this, but it still doesn't find solutions to existing economic problems. Yeah, I mean, that's what I guess we're all figuring out. But there is one thing that definitely separates Bitcoin from fiat currency, which is what we have. And that is something very important to this story, and that is scarcity. Scarcity. There's only 21 million Bitcoin in all of existence. And actually, me and my good friend Carlos the other day, we were just talking about the endless amounts of Bitcoin that over time, it's inevitable. There's people who are big crypto heads and understand that the best way to get crypto is not through a broker or an exchange, but it's actually physically having what most people know of as a hard drive, but it'd either be like a hot wallet or it'd be like a crypto wallet, whether physical or digital. A lot of people prefer physical, where you can store it and you can carry it with you, as in your Bitcoin is right here in this little flash drive, So a lot of people do that. But what happens is sometimes, people pass away, people lose their stuff gets stolen, and honestly, even if you were to steal one of those things, it's extremely hard because you still need the pass key. You still need, there's like keys to this stuff, right? So they're digital keys, kind of similar to real life keys. And if you don't have that key, then you're kind of screwed, right? So the endless amounts of Bitcoin that will be locked away and lost forever is just going to grow with time. So that's why I'm saying, like, who knows if I'm going to live to be 50, 60, 70, 80, but I hope I do. And if I do, I at least want to say, hey, look, back in the day, I put 10K in Bitcoin, and now that has turned into millions possibly. Hey, you never know. You never know, right? All right, let me go ahead and catch up. Oh, also, another thing. I'm going to announce this later as a community post as well, but I have some tech for sale. I kind of do this every year rather than let tech just sit there, collect dust, and not really do anything. I'd rather it actually go to someone who's going to use them. And normally I do my clean out with instances like this, where I upgraded my iPad mini. So this would be the iPad mini 6, and this is the iPad mini 5. This is a vastly superior version of this, not only because of the specs, but also because this is a cellular, did I say that right? Cellular model. So this I have a line hooked up to, and it can go anywhere. This one does not. In any case, this is more than likely going to go up for sale. Now, normally what I do with my friends and family, which I will extend to any subscriber, is I normally shave off 20%. Mike, oh damn, Mike, I forgot to put my stuff on silent. So anyway, Mike is already hitting me up telling me he wants to buy everything that I have. Well, in that case, Mr. Mike, I will total up everything for you and I'll let you know. No, but in all seriousness, what I do is I normally extend to my friends and family a 20% off of my tech because most of it stays in my room. I don't have pets. I don't smoke in my rooms. And so everything is just like very well kept, right? And so if I get something for $500, then I'll leave it to you for $400. It's like new, very gently used. It's literally like having new tech just because I take so good care of it. So this will eventually go on sale if nobody from my friends and family. I normally hit up my friends and family to see if anyone is looking to snag a deal, especially for like Christmas presents, right? So otherwise it will go up on eBay. Now another one is I have the iPad Pro M2. This is the 1 terabyte version. Now, this is not a cellular model, but this is Wi-Fi only. And again, it's 1 terabyte in silver. I think this bad boy retails for $1,800. So 20% off of that. Here, let's do some math, right? Let's do some exercise with our brains while I try to open this box. How much is 20% of 1,800? Let's find out. Okay, very simple. This is what my brain jumps to in these instances. 20%, I'm not too sure, but I know what 10% is because 1,800, all you do is you move the decimal. So 10% of 1,800 is 180. But we weren't looking for 10%. We were looking for 20%. So what do you do to get from 10% to 20%? You double it. So all you do is you take 10% of 1,800, which is 180, and you double it. And if you still need a calculator for that, then I'm sorry. But yeah, that's 380 off, essentially. Why can't I take it off? Anyway. That would be the front display. It's honestly been in the box almost all year. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. It's kind of stuck in there for now, but near perfect condition. Again, I think I got it for $1,800. And so like I said, if anyone wants it, 20% off of this like new iPad, that's $380 off. What else do I have? I think I have an iPad 9th generation. It's the cheaper ones. It's now discontinued. What else do I have? I should have a few phones. But anyways, if anyone is ever interested in buying older tech, then hit me up. Because more than likely it's going to be the older gens, okay? So like as a tech reviewer, I like having the latest and greatest. And so like I said with the iPad mini example, why have the iPad mini 5 collect dust when I could have the 6th, right? Or when I already have the 6th. Now I do think ahead because comparison videos are what a lot of people are into, right? So a lot of people want to know, well, what's the difference from the iPad mini 5 to the 6? Boom. I would have already thought of it in advance and taken B-roll for it, right? So in any case, if anyone is interested, just hit me up, 20% off. The one and only discount. Just let me know though that you're a subscriber so that you get the 20. If not, you getting the regular 15. Don't play with me. Don't play. Okay. Aaron, look at lithium, robotics, and AI. Ooh, what lithium? I bought a red Series 8 Apple Watch on Black Friday, new in box. It's so pretty. Nice, Miss History Buff. I love those red Series 8s. They're so bold. I love them. Clifford is saying, hello, Clifford. I haven't seen you here on the live streams in a minute, man. How have you been? And then it looks like Mike is having a stroke out here. Let's make sure Mike is okay. He's not even making sense. Mike, are you good? Vicente says, in my opinion, I believe XRP will be a runner for transfer of wealth. XRP basically will do what mail did for email. Oh, nice little comparison. That kind of like reels you in. It's just like, wait, what? What are you saying? We're in 2025 where we get our delivery next day from Amazon. That is true. Yet sending money internationally sometimes takes 1 to 3 days when wiring money. I've always thought that, especially in a well-connected world. But then again, infrastructure in other countries is really, really not the best. And I know that because when I transferred to South America, the Americas, Central America, and South America, and the Caribbean too, are very cash-heavy societies. And so we only have this privileged perspective on money and cash in general because we live in the United States. I mean, most people that live in the States, damn it, why is that so loud? Okay, anyway, most people, yeah, I'm going to have to put this on. This is on silent. Why did that go through? I hate when, now, anyway, I lost my train of thought there. Damn, these notifications. I need to put, let me put on Do Not Disturb. Hold on. Focus and Do Not Disturb. Darn it! How did I lose my train of thought? Where was I? All right, maybe I'm gonna go. Oh, we're talking about over here with Vicente. Hold on. Wiring money. Oh, yes. Cash heavy societies. Yeah. When I was in South America, man, it's like 50-50, right? So you have to carry around cash. You kind of just have to. And then the places that do accept card, it's dodgy as well because, I mean, I normally carry, see, this is the structure of my wallet, right? So there's, of course, the cash. I like to have a debit card and 3 credit cards. Now, you might be wondering, that's a lot of credit cards. No, wait. A lot of these cards are geared towards like different rewards, right? Some of them are geared towards travel. Some are geared towards like dining in restaurants. Others are just like unlimited 2% on whatever you do. And so that's where it's important because I have an Amex, I have a MasterCard, and then I have a Visa. I have a Discover credit card, but internationally, bruh, nobody is taking your Discover. Don't even take it. Leave it at home. So at least I have a Visa. I have a Visa debit and credit. I have a credit MasterCard, and then I have a credit American Express. So if all of them fail, I know it's not me. It's their system, and so that would happen a lot in South America. And then you freak out because it's just like, I know damn well there's money in this account or whatever, you know. And then come to find out it's just because the infrastructure, right? Like the wiring of money, the transfer of money is just so slow. So Vicente, I need to have a sit down conversation because that's something that actually needs to be exploited. And actually, I want to say Meta, what I was telling you earlier, Meta is one of those companies who is poised to really revolutionize in that space with everything that they have. And not only that, I love this stat about Meta, Facebook, you know, and that is that they have 1.3 billion users, eyes, or rather pairs of eyes, on their products on any given day. 1.3 billion. That's across Facebook. That's across Instagram. What you'll know is, I mean, I don't use WhatsApp. I don't have WhatsApp. But in South America, that's all everyone uses. No one uses anything else other than WhatsApp. It's WhatsApp everywhere in Central and South America. Even billboards advertise with WhatsApp. Like, it's that popular. So think about it. Meta definitely has Latin America on a chokehold because, man, us Latin Americans, and not me, right? But my fellow Latin American people, man, we love WhatsApp, allegedly, you know. So anyway, Vicente says ISO 222 deadline to go live in March 10th, where all banks will be forced to update the standard for sending money, and one of the ISO cryptos will be the ones used to help send money. So you're saying XRP. Another reason is because XRP wants to tokenize the entire market, meaning the amount of the current market, there is a possibility to tokenize it on the XRP ledger. So if there's 100 trillion money in the market, then that could possibly all go in the XRP ledger as a tokenized asset. So there's a lot of changes coming in 2025. This, I know, sounds like gibberish to a lot. I follow with it. That's not my niche. And so I know Vicente and Carlos, man, these dudes are whizzes when it comes to crypto. But I followed what you're saying though, because especially, I mean, I used to work at a bank. That's an interesting thing to think about. I mean, the future is there's so much in the air. I mean, this is a wild time to be alive. We're literally witnessing humanity just transform before our very eyes. I do like a stat out there. I think a lot of you guys have probably heard about it, but it goes that it used to take human civilization years upon years to double their technological advances, right? So like, let's just say you rated technology advancements on a scale of 1 to 10, whatever. And let's say in any given millennium, or actually century, let's just say a civilization went from an 8 to a 9, right? So now in modern society, to go from that same 8 to 9, it doesn't take centuries anymore. It's now months. And that is just increasing with time. So at what point is humanity gonna double their technological advances on like weekly kind of basis, right? So like, when is it going to take humanity just weeks, whether that be 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 15 weeks, to double their technological advancements? This is scary. And this is something that I think is so interesting, right? Because so I tutor in math my sister-in-law's like niece or something. It's part of her extended family. All I know is their family. They have asked me from years ago. I've been tutoring this girl for like 2-3 years now, if I could tutor her. But it was cool because kids, they have a very, very active imagination. And so while we were tutoring, we like to take little breaks. Like we normally are at Dunkin' because I don't like Starbucks, and I'll like get her a little treat. She doesn't know though that I offer that I sneak in, hey, can you make that decaf? Because bruh, like a little 7-year-old, 8-year-old, like, last thing you want is to give them all that caffeine right before bed. But no, the whole idea is I brought up the concept of AI because when I take notes on I hit my knee. Ouch, that hurt so bad. Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. I did that on my live. But anyway, the iPad mini, I don't know. I guess I need to turn off the setting, but sometimes when you write, it'll like recognize it and it'll highlight it as a little box. And basically the AI is saying, do you want it solved? So it recognizes that it's a problem. So as you can see, this is 6th grade math right here. So we covered PEMDAS. Does everyone remember PEMDAS? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. PEMDAS is the order of operations. Don't be dumb now. Come on, we all passed 6th grade math, right? So anyway, this is what we were doing. You have an equation. She has to figure out, her task is to solve this using the order of operations. Of course, you go with parentheses first. Anyway, and then I said to her, because I was like, oh, I think those boxes that keep popping up is the AI wanting to solve it for you. I'm like, just ignore it. She said, I'm scared of AI. And I said, oh, really? Why is that? And then she said, don't you think it's scary to think of a world where a robot will knock on your door and punch your face in and take over your life? And I was like, whoa, this kind of escalated quickly. I was like, Emily, I think we're far away from that. At least I hope so. And I told her that, and she just laughed, and she's like, yeah, I don't think that'll happen. And I was like, a little 6th grade girl's thinking this. So that's the thing about AI. There's so many differing opinions on AI. It's crazy. I've always said my stance is that we're already here. AI has been here. It's just now that these companies remember that a good amount of the population really just blindly follows what their favorite celebrities tells them, what the news tells them. And some people, right? I'm not going to say the majority because I hope not, but some people literally are just that way. They don't question things. They just take it for, because their favorite celebrity said it, right? Do your research, because I mean, AI has been here. It's just the way that these companies, they're starting to market this as like, ooh, AI. It's already been here. It's just another cash grab. It buys these companies more time to develop new technologies so that then the next year they could be like, oh, AI 2.0. And then they'll highlight that as a feature. My point is, it's been here. It's been here. And whether it's good, it's used for good or evil, it's one of those things that it's part of society. It will forever be part of society, just like the internet. And just like the internet, it can be used for good. It can be used for evil. Just like AI, it can be used for a lot of useful things. I mean, people are theorizing, right, that maybe one day teachers in the traditional sense won't be needed. You'll have an AI robot, right? You'll have an AI and it's literally teaching the class. It might not even be a physical thing. It might just be a voice. It might be light. It might be a projection of a person, right? But point is, this AI can be so advanced that it can logically follow questions that students may have. And this concept can be taken even further to like learning a different language. Just imagine Duolingo is a stock that has just been soaring, and it's because Duolingo is also exploring the world of AI and how AI can change the future in learning new languages. So of course, just imagine having an AI that is completely perfectly fluent in this language that you can kind of take around with you, right? Like it can talk to you throughout the day or whatever. These are just the concepts of what a future of AI can look like, and whether we like it or not, it's here. It's here. I mean, we're using it all the time. I mean, not too long ago, I'll never forget. Sorry, I know that I'm really behind on the live chat. It's just the conversations right now have just been really nice. But I remember a day where I was a kid. And I remember watching, what was it called? It was that futuristic show, not Futurama, The Jetsons on Boomerang. So I'm a 90s kid, so I watched The Jetsons on Boomerang. I know that a lot of my older brother and sisters actually watched it, like, I don't know on what channel. Was that Cartoon Network? Was it even Cartoon Network at that time? Anyway. In the Jetsons, when I was a kid, they had the concept of what we now know of as FaceTime. And as a kid, I thought, man, that is so cool. That would be so nice, right? Because as a kid, obviously we had phones. And cell phones were starting to become a thing. I mean, when I was born in 1995, cell phones as they were called, and still are, were much bigger and clunkier. I mean, way bigger and clunkier. It wasn't until like the early 2000s when you started to have like the Blackberries, and then towards the 2010s, that's when you had the whole Razor phone whole by storm. It was the best thing ever until the iPhone rolled around. But anyway, my whole point is, in the Jetsons, you know what I mean? They had the concept of FaceTime, and as a kid, during that time, FaceTime wasn't a thing. You couldn't fucking just grab your phone and FaceTime your mom or your son or your cousin and just be like, what's up, what you doing? Couldn't do it. I mean, that was just a foreign concept. And within my lifetime, I remember it was during the iPhone 4 or the 4S, when FaceTime was introduced. And for this newer generation, these new Gen Z and the new, especially Gen Alpha, because I feel like now that Gen Z is getting older, now they're relating a little bit with us us old heads. I feel like you guys are relating more now, but this new Gen Alpha is cooked. Anyway, besides the point, all Gen Alpha knows is FaceTime exists. They were born into it. When they were brought to this earth, everyone FaceTime. It's just common. You know what FaceTime is. But it's just crazy to think that in my lifetime, I mean, there was a time when I was a kid and that never existed, to seeing it be rolled out. I watched the conference when Apple was unveiling it for the first time and just thinking, wow, we're living in the future. So again, that just kind of puts things into perspective with AI. All right, I'm going to fly by this. At least I'm going to try. Mike is still having a stroke. I hope he's okay. Eric with the crazy work. Yes, sir. Wait, no. I get it. Mike is speaking to us in code. He's saying things, and he wants us to decipher what it is. Kayla the Doodle Pad. Yes, when I take my tablet to work, I take it for the stock market, but my coworkers inevitably grab it and like to draw on it. Sometimes y'all make some pieces of art. Other times, not so much. Vicente says, good point, Juan. XRP also deflationary asset too. There's only 100 billion tokens. The thing with XRP is that each transaction burns a very, very small percent each transaction. So though it may not go up right away with time, and after years of transactions, it'll be, I see what it's doing. The Juan Online, I think we need to write a proof to make sure 20% is 360. I could write you a very eloquent proof on that. Just let me know. I will whip it out. Trust me, I studied mathematics. I know how to read a proof and how to write one. It's just a lot of words. It's a lot of like word jargon. I wouldn't say word salad, but it's just connecting logic to another person's brain is all it is. You're explaining things line by line, like, okay, this makes sense, this makes sense, this makes sense. Oh, we're going to use this rule. You know this rule, right? And then, yeah, that's all it is. And then at the end you go, and this is why, hence, blah, 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 blah. Anyway. Clifford been crashing out. No, Clifford, what's been going on? How? Stormy Day saying hi. Samsung Galaxy S24 FE versus Honda Odyssey vacuum. What? So dumb. Hey, Stormy Day, Game Boy Advance. I want to do that one. Wait, Game Boy Advance versus DeWalt flashlight battery. I swear. Vicente says, I will tell everyone if the crypto doesn't do something, it's real quick, aka meme coins invest. Oh, yeah. Did you guys hear about that Hawk Tua chick? Bro, she rug pulled everyone. She released her own meme coin. It was like called Hawk or whatever. And then within 3 hours, 2 hours even, I heard, she rug pulled everyone. Dude, she's going to get investigated by who is it? The SEC, right? Is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, is it the SEC? I forget. She's going to get investigated for sure, though, for securities fraud. Because, god damn it, like, so heartless, man. And then you have actual people that, like, they try to make a bag off of these meme coins, especially if you're really, really, really early. See, by the time your buddy's telling you to invest into the latest meme coin, it's too late. It's over, bro. It's done. You're cooked. The way that you make money with meme coins, from how I know it, and I've never done this because I know that meme coins, there's maybe like a 5% probability that you'll fucking break even, right? If that, maybe a 98.5% likelihood that you will for sure lose money. I just don't do it. I just don't. I mean, it's the quickest way to lose money. But hey, I mean, to each their own. I assume everyone watching here is an adult. If you're not, then you can't invest yet. At least I hope you're not investing. Don't gamble, please. Meme coins is not it. Just look at what happened to these poor souls with that Hawk Tua chick. Man, R.I.P. R.I.P. That's all I'm going to say. But then we have, cell phones were huge and used to send out radioactive waves to connect out to the cell phones. Now they're smaller and the radiation has been reduced quite a bit. Yes, sir. Stormy Day, USB-C Apple Pencil versus Danger Sidekick. What is that? DS Lite versus iPhone 16 Pro. Dude, the 16 Pro is going to win, of course. Another good point, Juan. Once regulation for crypto comes in, the money from all 32,000 crypto coins will consolidate into probably a few hundred, and the price of verified coins will go up. Yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, this whole future with crypto is just kind of insane. I don't even know what to even really think or consider. But, all right, ladies and gentlemen, as we get closer to the holiday season, you'll probably see me again once a week. So with that, this is going to be a very busy week for me. Just have a lot going on in terms of work. It is also the end of the semester for a lot of people. So I do know that I'm going to be tutoring as well next week for double the time. For anyone that's in school, good luck on finals. I was there before. I actually okay. All right. We're all adults here. Okay. So what I would absolutely enjoy. Now, this is when I lived in Athens. Okay. So I would have my cat right next to me. What I would do is I would turn on my hue bars to whatever lighting I wanted, whatever mood I was in that at that moment. Then I'd blast my HomePods, make the room temperature nice and cold. I would normally sometimes make me like a little Coke and whiskey. If not, other times it would be like a little beer. Other times it was like after the gym and it was a protein shake. You know what I mean? Just enjoying, relaxing, and then just studying math, just doing hundreds of problems over and over so that it just becomes muscle memory. The nervousness of the test the next day glaring at you, and you're like, okay, this test right here is 15% of my grade. Let's make it happen. So anyway, I know that a lot of people right now are studying for finals, so good luck if you are. If you guys haven't started your Christmas shopping yet, like me, shame on you and shame on me because I haven't started. But this normally how it is for me. The thing is that I make kind of mental notes. I'm like, okay, my brother would like that. You know, I see it out in public. I'm like, okay, mental note, that'd be nice for my little brother. Ooh, look at this for my nephews. And then, being the typical man that I am, whenever I go for like holiday shopping, especially in person, it's very much, okay, let's get to the mission at task. We need to go to Adidas to get this and this, and then we're out of there. We need to go to Nike, get yourself some pair of shoes, and we're out of there. Then Express, same thing, right? And it's very much a, okay, hit this store, hit this store, hit this store. Did we hit all of them? Okay, good. I'm on my way out. Like, literally, I do not do window shopping, like, hardly ever at all. So if you haven't, good luck on Christmas shopping, guys. This is the best time of the year. It's also the busiest time of the year for a lot of us, especially those that are in sales like moi. So this is a really, really nice time of the year to just really be active and clocking in a ton of hours. But all right, guys, I'm clocking out for now. I love this conversation. Vicente, thank you so much for being so attentive on this live stream. Oh, and then look, check this out, guys. Another memory of, woof, a lot of pesos right here and euro. So I cannot wait to grow this collection with more foreign money. Just, I guess, just a random little tidbit. I just kind of saw it there. But all right, guys, no, drink your water. I'll catch you guys in the next one. You guys will probably see me next Sunday, more than likely. Everyone stay safe, stay warm. I know here in Georgia it's starting to get really cold. But then again, I'm not built for this kind of cold. So anyway, shout out to everyone who made it. Thank you for making my night. And with that, I'm clocking out. See you soon. All right, here we go. Whew. Kind of sleepy, though.